Hi, we are going to do this week's code along and see, I've got the assignment kind of here where we are doing the area of shapes. So let me pull up my VS Code. You guys have been doing great work. I've seen some of your assignments and have been very impressed with what I've seen. And I love how you've been getting things in early, all these wonderful things. Okay, so we are creating a program that will take inputs from the user and provide the area of the shapes of a square, a rectangle, and a circle. And so if we broke that down into steps, first, if we're doing math, we need to import the maths library, right? So that's the first thing you always think about is, will I need any libraries for this? So I'm going to import math. Okay. Now, step 2 is going to be to get the inputs from our user. Step 3, we're going to use the inputs to get the area, doing the math, and I broke it out into the 3 shapes we're working with. And step 4 will be to print our results. So we know what we're trying to do, and now we are just going to do it. So let's start with the area of a square. And we have to think about what the formula is for the area of the square so we know what we're asking the user. And I wrote those down in here where I'm going to do the math. So square is just side squared. So what we need is the length of the side. So I'm going to put side. Actually, I'm going to put square side because that's the shape I'm using first. Square side equals. And remember we talked about ends versus floats, and it's possible that every side would be exactly an integer, but not likely. So I'm going to use a float so we can have decimal points. And then we're asking for an input. And that input is going to be, what is the length of the, you know what? You will find I'm misspelling almost every time because one hand is faster than the other when I type, of your squares. And I'm going to do of the side of your square. Okay. So that is the input. And then I'm going to just test just the square first. So I'm going to go down to step 3 and do the math. And we know that that is side squared. And so I'm going to put area square equals. Then I'm going to put my variable square side. And if you recall, we're going to use our exponent double asterisk 2. We're squaring. Okay. And then I am going to print f string, the area of your square is, and then area square centimeters. Oh, side of your square in centimeters. Let's be specific with our users. Centimeters. Now, to show all the things on my keyboard, I've worn out my keyboard and I'm trying to, there it is. So that little caret is the way you type in computer for raised to. So I'm saying to the second power there. All right, so let's test this. And let's use one we know really well. So what is the length of the side of your square in centimeters? So I'm going to say 5. The area of your square is 25.0 centimeters squared. I know that's correct, so I feel confident about that one. Let's try the rectangle now. So we need our input, rect. Now, now for rectangles, when we look at our formula, the area is length times width. So we need the rectangle length equals float. But what is the length of your, can't type tonight, rectangle in centimeters? Okay. And then because computer programmers are generally a little bit lazy, I'm just going to copy and paste. But remember to switch this to width. And I need to switch to width here. What is the width of your rectangle in centimeters squared? Now I'm going to go to step 2, area rectangle. I want to spell it out. I guess I will. Equals rect length times rect width. We are going to print the area. Your rectangle is area rectangle. Whoops. Centimeters. Where's my caret again? Caret squared. Okay, so let's test this. So if we had a rectangle that was 2 by 3, we should get 6. Okay, so we're going to run this. We have to do our square again, which is no big deal. I could comment it out, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And the length of my rectangle, I'm going to say is 2 centimeters, and the width of my rectangle is 3. The area of my square is 25 centimeters squared, and the area of my rectangle is 6 centimeters squared. That's great. I used numbers. I already knew the answer, like really easy numbers that I knew the answer to. In your assignment, let's see if I can find that. I bet. No, cultural differences in plagiarism. You don't need that, do you? Let's see. I bet. Yeah, it gives you ones you can use. So those, they said 6 and 7. This way, you can get an idea if you're getting it correctly. Okay, and the next one is our circle. And circle is pi r squared. So we want the radius. Radius. And I think we will not need to say circle for that one. Equals float input is the radius of your circle in centimeters. Question mark. Okay. And then area circle equals. Now you have a couple of options on how you can do this. Because we can just say 3.14 for the pi, which is a common abbreviation for pi, or we could use the math. We could use the actual pi, the whole long one. So if I did math.pi, and then I'm going to raise that, times that pi r squared, and in parentheses, radius raised to the second power. Now, whether I used math.pi or just 3.14 times that, the answer will be correct. They'll be slightly different, but they'll be correct. Okay. So let's think of, let's do, now we got to print it. Print area of your circle is area circle, centimeters squared. All right. Now we're going to notice something interesting. I did this math.pi instead of 3.14 on purpose, so I could show you something else. Okay, length of the side of our square. This time I'm going to say our square is 2 centimeters, so we should get length of our rectangle 2 and 4, and our radius is going to be 3. Okay, so the area of our rectangle. Now, look at this. Oh man, did I misspell circle? Okay, area of your CIRCLE. Okay, my fingers don't type in unison the way they should. All right, look at this area of the circle here, this giant decimal. Um, if you were a chemist or some other kind of scientist who needed these big figures, you could leave it like that. But we're just doing a simple program. So I want to round this off a bit, and I'm going to do it to 2 decimal places. And if you remember, that's a colon and then dot 2F. Okay, so let's do that again. And I'm going to clear my terminal down here just to give myself some nicer space there. Okay. What is the length of the side of your square? 2, 3, 4, 5. Really creative, right? Okay, so notice this time my circle is just in 2 decimal places. Okay, now there was an enhancement part of our assignment where we could convert the centimeters to meters. Um, and to do that, we would really just divide, am I thinking that right? The area divided by 10,000, I believe is how we do that. Centimeters to meters. Yeah, smaller to bigger. Okay, so I am going to copy all of these, and I'm going to put this as enhancement in meters. Oh, enhancement. The answer in meters. Otherwise, someone looking at this program later be like, what the heck did she mean? So I'm going to copy these print statements, and I'm going to take each area, and then I'm going to divide it by 10,000. And remember, we do not put commas in computer programming. There are libraries that allow us to do some formatting, but I'm not worried about this yet. Okay, you guys are gonna have to catch me if I do something wonky. Actually, I'm gonna take off the 2F for now. Um, and then we want meters. Squared. Okay. Two, 3, 4, 5. So now we've got it in. I probably could have made this a little better by putting a blank print here, so we have a space between them all. Let's look at that. And I think I can do, okay, gonna add that back in. Whoops. You have to remember to go into your terminal if you're going to type instead of in your code. I do that all the time. Drives me crazy. 4, 5. Okay. Now I added back in the two decimal places because that long thing was driving me crazy. So here you see I have it in centimeters and I have it in meters. Um, Now, if you didn't know how to do the area of something, let's say next time it's asking you for the area of the trapezoid, you could simply just Google how to find the area of the trapezoid and then put your formula in your comments to help you remember for later. And so this is a simple way of getting the area of shapes. Um, if you have any questions, please hit me up in Teams. I'm here to help you, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. I'm really proud of all the work you've been doing. So I guess that's it. Let me see if I can figure out how to stop. I'm really bad at Zoom, so give me a second. There should be a stop record, isn't it? Let me stop sharing first, and then maybe, yep, there it is, stop recording. All right, I hope you guys have a great week of class.